NUSU Talks.
My name is Carter.
And I'm Ryland. And today we have Lauren Lindsay, who is the Executive Director here at NUSU, and our first director to ever be on the podcast, or our first executive.
Hey.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming, Lauren.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Oh my gosh,
I'm so excited.
I guess the first thing to jump into it is just tell us about what you do here at NUSU. What's your role? What's your day look like?
So every day at NUSU is a little bit different. Yeah. It's no different from me to the SCAs. It's like always a variety of different events, tons of meetings, try and plan and prepare for different things that we've got coming down the pipe, whether it's in collaboration with the university or community members.
Amazing.
I love that.
Do you have like a favorite task that you do while you're working here?
I really love all of our events, and especially the ones that are, of course, for our students, because being able to see our students having fun or enjoying something that they kind of planned and prepared and are executing is really my favorite thing here.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like you just take so much away from it, seeing how successful they are, and just like how much joy it brings to students.
And I'm like lucky in my position that I get to see a lot of like the planning, the preparation, the execution, and the enjoyment that comes all around that
It's
event.
a full circle moment.
It really is, and that's why it's just it's awesome. I love that part.
Especially I think like O Week is probably the biggest event that we do, and it's so important for specifically first years to have that experience. And it's just crazy to see the amount of work that goes into it and like how much planning and like literally months in advance.
Yes, that one is huge because exactly, tons of moving parts, tons of collaborations with different departments in the university, tons of events on campus and off campus. But some of my other favorite ones are like even just like Relay for Life, who plan for the entire year. The theater, our theater club that has, put so much time and effort behind the productions that they're doing, like this year's Grease, and I've heard amazing things so far. Just being able to see that on so many different levels. Awesome.
Definitely. And can you talk to us about like just your history with NUSU, like when you started and like what brought you to NUSU specifically, like what made you want to become part of this organization?
Absolutely. This is my 12th year with NUSU.
Wow. Crazy.
Started in late 2013. I had the opportunity to come up to North Bay to do some consulting for the student union when we used to run a joint student union with Nipissing and Canadore. Way back in the day, and we ran like a bar and a restaurant then as well. I started out just to kind of provide some guidance in how the bar and restaurant operations were running. And then the student union offered me a position. I lived in Toronto at the time, and after being up here for about a week, and it was a week in late January, so it was cold and snowy, none of the things we typically have in Toronto. But I met some like legitimately amazing people that really showed me North Bay and like what it has to offer, both inside and outside of the campus. And I literally fell in love with this city and the people. I love to be outdoors. I like to be outside whenever I can, and this just offered like so much more of that than you get in the city.
Big city.
Yes, absolutely. So it was actually about a year after I had done the consulting that they reached out and asked if I'd be interested in a position. I said absolutely. I came up, did a few rounds of interviews, and was offered. I started out as the services manager here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And then
worked your way up the ladder.
Yeah. At the time, NUSU was going through a bit of a transition and had moved away from some of the managers that they had at the time, and hired myself and one other individual. But we kind of replaced, I think they had 12 different managers at the time.
In NUSU?
Yeah. It was
that's our whole team.
A different structure. Exactly, right? So, and it was a little bit different when it was a joint student union because we were running events for the entire campus for Nipissing and Canadore. So it was a lot more moving parts then. But we kind of started from the ground up, and I quickly realized that NUSU required a little bit more than just a bar and a restaurant manager, and kind of started to fill other roles, and I've been here ever since.
Wow.
And the bar you're referring to, like the old bar, is that the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a little story here. When I started here, we have these shirts that say "I survived the wall" on them.
Yes.
And I was folding them like in my first week, and I was like, "What is the wall?" I thought it was like genuinely a rock climbing wall that people like got a shirt if they completed
it. It was the old campus bar.
Yes.
Is that the one you guys ran as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that had been around, of course, long before I came up here.
My parents tell me about that.
Yes. There was a lot of different talent, a lot of bands. Sloan, the Arkells, Steve Aoki, I don't know, like a ton. I can't even list all of the bands that had come through that establishment. And the name is from when they opened, because it was, again, a joint with Nipissing and Canadore. There was a literal wall down the middle of the bar where they kind of split the Nipissing and Canadore side.
Really? Would anyone actually follow that, or was it just like
yes and no?
Yeah.
Like back then, the rivalry was a little bit more heated than it is
like
now.
Yes,
literally what it gives.
Exactly. And then when the actual wall itself was removed, it was a couple years later during some renovations. The name just stuck, and So.
Wow,
that's so fun.
What is? Or like, since you've been here a long time, but is there one event or one moment or one memory that kind of stuck out to you that you just kind of carry with you for your time at NUSU?
In my first year, we had a few big concerts, and kind of moved from inside the bar to kind of the outside space. I don't know if you kind of know, in behind that bus stop by Twigs, there's that hill that goes down in a natural bowl. So I put a stage in that parking lot downstairs and had like an indoor-outdoor concert. And it was, Nipissing and Canadore. I believe that one was Down with Webster that was playing. And then a couple of like local, like not local, but like Canadian bands. That was a really fun one. And I was still like really new in the role and kind of pushing the boundaries on what we could do in terms of events. But since then, we've run so many massive events. We've done a few different like block parties in different parking lots. And, I just like to keep on expanding on what we can do here in different spaces.
Sky's the limit.
Yes, and I don't know if I should say this just, open on the podcast, because I haven't done any of the legwork yet, but I'm really excited about the new outdoor classroom that they're putting in over here, because it just kind of gives us another potential area if the university will allow it. And I just envision, like, if we're doing something inside, having like maybe like a little acoustic set outside. I'm kind of like visioning Hoko for this.
Absolutely.
Where it's just, down a little lit pathway, a couple of people just sitting down around a fire with a guitar, a couple of spaces for someone to sit. It's just different types of things, right? Because our students are so vastly different. Everyone's different in terms of what they like and their vibes, and having an event that touches on a few different things, that's how you bring the most amount of people together.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was so great about this year's Hoko, was like that. So this side of our building was the kind of like stage setup and like the food and everything, but then this side of the building was the
like a vendor market, kind of local crafts.
Which is great.
Definitely accounted for everyone's vibes going into the night, which was great. So definitely things like that.
And the indoor-outdoor experience too, I really, really loved.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Great. All right. If we want to go on to...
Yeah, do you want to do this one?
Sure. Yes. So can you tell us a little bit about the Warren Lindsay bursary?
Absolutely. So I had just had my first son and was on paternity leave. I got a call to come to an event And I should have known something was kind of up because my wife was also like, yeah, just dress nice. You don't know what it'll be. And I'm like, if you know me, I don't typically dress up. I'm always doing, a variety of things, and I like to be comfortable. So we get dressed up and we come to the student center, and it was the former president of NUBASE, Tejan, and a few other people that were here, and they were just like, oh yeah, it's just like an awards naming ceremony for something. And they just didn't really get any details, but again, I wasn't in work mode. I'm like, I'm off right now. This is whatever. I'll hang out and see what this is all about. And they start, the speeches and getting into it, and I'm just like, hey, this is something's up here. This is suspicious. They decided to name this bursary after me, which is such an amazing honor. Yeah. The reasoning behind it is me and another staff member here were instrumental in helping NUBASE get started up. Yep. And it was kind of right in the middle of COVID, so a lot of things were just not the way that they typically are, and I just kind of, if I'm being honest, I was just doing my job and just trying to support students in the creation of a club, and then they had some pushback and some hurdles, and I just was there to help them work through it, and really just gave them the voice that they legitimately just deserve, and like everyone should have. But they were very, very appreciative of that, and went to the university and had these discussions on how to create a BIPOC bursary for any students that might be struggling with financially in terms of whatever it is, because everyone's situations are a little bit different. I don't know, it hit a chord for me because, when I was in school, I also struggled financially. I was, trying to work 3 jobs. I was a student athlete and just trying to make everything work and make everything come together. And it's not easy. So I just recognized that in every student that, like, they come from different homes, they come from different backgrounds, and they really shouldn't have that be a hindrance in terms of how their education plan or their education's goals play out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
What kind of student is chosen for this award? Do they have criteria for it?
I don't think there's any insane, you don't have to you can self-identify as a BIPOC student. I think it's just an application, and they've got a committee over on the university side that reviews the applications and selects the bursary winners. I tried to make it as low barrier as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sir, how long has this been?
This is year 4 of Shoot for Change. Yeah,
okay.
So 4 years now. Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And okay, I'm gonna pivot a little bit because you mentioned wanting to make sure that you support students, and that's how this bursary came about. Is you showed student support during a time of hardship. What do you do in your role now as continuing that to assure that students feel supported, understood, and heard within your position?
I try and start it with our student executives to make sure that you've seen, but they come in every year or with the election cycle, and they're potentially just fresh and have no idea what NUSU is and how to navigate certain aspects, but they all have a passion to make change. Yeah. And I just hope that I can support that and help them reach all of their goals throughout their time here at NUSU. Yeah. From there, I just kind of keep that same energy flowing down to our student groups, to our staffs, and to literally anyone that comes into office looking for help. So I just hope that
you spread kindness.
I just try to bring people together and make things happen. That's I wake up in the morning and tell myself that's typically my goal. My days sometimes are crazy, and I don't get all of the things on my list done. But if I'm able to bring people together and help any individuals on a daily basis, that's really what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
And every little thing you do is going towards that. So even the small things mean something in the grand scheme of.
A lot of small things will add up, right?
I think we've said that in every single podcast, that any small action makes a difference. We've said that in almost every podcast, and I love that because it's a great motto to go and live by.
We're going to change the name of the podcast to Small Actions, Big Change.
There you go. Josh is gone.
Yeah.
I'm borrowing this from the Student Association at Western, but their mission statement is like, students have the ability to change the world. And when I heard that, it was at a conference that they hosted one year, I was like, that's the truest thing that I have heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, with everything that is happening in the world, it's legitimately like our students are going to be the ones that are going to change things and going to make things better, whether it's on a tiny little scale or on a massive scale. So it's just being able to support and empower our students is it's one of the most important things.
Yeah. Now, kind of shifting over.
I'm so excited for this question.
I'm sure as soon as I ask,
I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, okay, I've had this conversation 100,000 times,
but it's so good.
For anyone who's watching who doesn't know, Warren, you were on Wipeout Canada.
Yes.
So can you just tell us about that experience?
I love this so much.
It's actually hilarious because
so funny.
I coach like youth basketball in North Bay, and my team just found out. I've been coaching some of these kids for 5 or 6 years now, and even my stepson, he didn't know either, and like it's just hilarious because they came to practice and we're all like, "You're on Wipeout!" Like, yeah, it feels like a whole life ago, but.
It's such a great video.
I was in college, in school doing my thing, and there was a call out for applications.
Did you just sign up?
I didn't even on my own. So all of my friends, I was on a rugby team, of course, and like I think half of my team put in a submission, and we're all gung ho, and I was just like. Honestly, I was like, I don't have the time for this. I literally, like I said, had 3 jobs. I'm playing sports. I'm in school. I'm just like, this seems like fun for someone else.
Yeah.
And actually, my girlfriend at the time was like, whatever. And she filled out an application for me and sent it off. And out of everyone, there's 30 people on my rugby team. I was the only one at Humber that got a call back. And I was like, well, I might as well go and apply, and went downtown for auditions, waited in line for like 7 hours.
No, you did not.
Yeah, it was literally like the biggest lineup I've ever seen. And I was like, well, I'm here now, might as well see this through. Get to the front of the line in front of the producers, and it was kind of like a table like this in a massive conference room, and there was like 7 or 8 people. And I think 4 or 5 of them were actually had graduated from Humber. So I rolled in with like my Humber jersey and I don't know, a whole bunch of other stuff. I had a whole like kind of skit prepared for them, being like, because I was playing sports and working at the time, and kind of told them my whole story. And then I got a call back from that, and went in and just had another little interview. It was a smaller one with like I think 4 different producers. And then I got a call one day saying that I'd been selected. Yeah.
Where's that filmed?
They filmed that in Argentina.
What?
So,
You went to Argentina?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
So it was a paid trip for 10 days to Argentina. And the site where they filmed it at was super cool. It was like kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was about an hour and a half outside of Buenos Aires. And they had done a ton of different countries, but like they all have the same like wipeout course. So it's like you're driving into this like compound, and there's a bunch of signs in different languages that say like wipeout. It was like a Chinese and a Russian
But
and like
everything's filmed in Argentina.
Yeah, for like they're like pilots for because the U.S. ended up doing like I don't know like 10 seasons or something like that of Wipeout. But for most countries that are like, hey, let's just try this out.
Yeah.
They have a whole setup there and they film it there. Yeah.
That's crazy. crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was like filmed in maybe like Vancouver or
Right.
Niagara.
That's what I was expecting, and then they were like, no, it's 10 days in Argentina. And out of those 10 days, I think we only filmed for 3 days.
So you got to explore?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I'm here.
Yeah.
I will go to Argentina. Come on.
And you made
It'll
it
be
to
hilarious.
the semi or finals.
The finals, yeah. I finished.
Mic drop.
Literally.
I think I finished second. Yeah, I didn't
you
win.
finished second?
Yeah,
That's
but
still crazy.
it would have been nice to finish first. You know, the difference of.
What do you win?
First place is $50,000. Yeah. So-
Anything for like 17th
Well-
place? That's about where I would fall, I think.
For the top 4, we got I think it was $4,000.
Oh, that's still solid.
Also, a free trip to Argentina, and they paid for our hotel and food every day. So it was
Done.
I would have been fine with just the trip.
Yeah.
Which was it was a ton of fun. I made some awesome friends with the other people on the episode, and still talk to a few of them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, this just shows how humble Warren is, because if I came second place in Wipeout, you'd never hear the end of it.
We keep kicking that dead horse.
They almost made a video game, and they were like they reached
wanted
out
to make you a character.
a character in this Wipeout video game. I
Stop.
don't think they ended up making it, but
I think I played a Wipeout video game when I was younger.
That like rings a bell.
I feel like I had a game on my Wii, and it was Wipeout.
Yeah.
And now look at me, I'm sitting next to someone who was on Wipeout, so that's crazy.
It's a full circle
Yeah.
moment.
Dang.
Okay, we have come to the final little segment where it's NUSU lets you talk. So you have the floor to tell the students a message. Leave them with something that you either like want to reflect, or that you want them to reflect on, or just something inspirational.
Okay. Wow. I would say to the students, get involved. Like, I look back so fondly on my time as a student, and I, not to say that I have like regrets per se, but like, I want to say to like get involved more, to do more, to make this experience exactly what you want it to be, because like you have the power to do that. I have friends that I made while I was in school that have been lifelong friends. They're just people that I've connected with. So legitimately, it's get out, get involved, meet people, make friends. Like this is the catalyst, like the jump off point for what the rest of your life can be. And if you want it to be awesome, if you want it to be absolutely amazing, if you want it to be just okay, you have the power to do that, and do it now. Like that's the main thing.
So good.
We've had like up to this point only like student group like leaders on the podcast, and I think like almost all of them have said like, I wish I had gotten involved sooner.
Earlier.
Like first year.
Yeah.
So like if you're a first year watching, just go for it, but also if you're coming near the end of your time at Nipissing,
it's never too late. It's never too late.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've heard people getting involved exactly that with student groups in their 4th year and just being like, why didn't I do this sooner? But this year has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Right. The connections that you make, the activities, the events. Just do it. Even intramurals, like through athletics, like just whatever your thing is, like the monastery, if you're into fine arts, like there are so many little things. Like one of my favorite, I shouldn't even say that, but like my favorite programs that they offer at the university is bio, because like there's so many branch offs into different things that you could do that are insanely cool. And I'm like a plant nerd, so I'm just like, oh man, it's just there's so many opportunities for information, for connection, for activities here that I'm just like, just do it. And if you don't like it, you can stop doing it. But like that, just give it a try. Whatever
if it
it
doesn't
is.
exist, you can
create it. That's what we're here for.
That's
like
literally what NUSU is here for, is to make those clubs and those little dreams happen.
Yeah.
Just a little elbow grease and some hope, and you're there.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
This was
It's
a great
my
conversation.
absolute pleasure. Yeah.
We learned so much today.
Literally, I feel
So much. thank you so much
Yes.
for coming. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And for all of you watching, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.